Hey everyone, welcome back to Game Ultra. Today we're checking out the top 10 most beautiful open-world games you can play right now. These aren't just pretty games, they're full experiences with amazing worlds to explore. I've spent hundreds of hours in these games, and trust me, they're worth your time if you want to get lost in some incredible digital landscapes. Let's dive right in. Shadow of the Colossus. This game might be older than some of the others on our list, but wow, it still looks amazing. Shadow of the Colossus drops you into a forbidden land that's both empty and somehow full of life at the same time. You play as Wander, riding your horse aggro across vast plains, dense forests, and ancient ruins on a mission to defeat 16 massive creatures. There's barely any music as you explore, just the sounds of nature, which makes finding each Colossus feel like a real discovery. The gameplay is super simple. Ride, climb, and stab, but that's all you need. The real star here is the world itself, with its misty valleys, sun-drenched deserts, and ancient structures that make you wonder what happened to the civilization that built them. And those Colossi? They're not just bosses, they're living, breathing pieces of the landscape. Each one like a puzzle that you have to figure out how to climb. Even today, no game has captured the same lonely beauty and scale that Shadow of the Colossus pulls off. Days Gone. Say what you want about Days Gone's story, but the Pacific Northwest setting is drop-dead gorgeous. You ride as Deacon St. John, a biker surviving in a post-apocalyptic Oregon filled with freakers. Don't call them zombies. The game nails the feeling of being on the open road with your motorcycle, which becomes your most trusted companion. The world changes with the weather, and boy does it change. You'll ride through summer rainstorms, thick fog, and heavy snow that actually affects how your bike handles. The dynamic weather isn't just for show either. Freakers behave differently in snow versus rain, and your visibility changes dramatically. The game really shines in its massive zombie hordes that flow like water through the environment, squeezing through the same gaps you use to escape. As you explore, you'll find stunning vistas of mountain ranges, dense pine forests with sun rays breaking through, and abandoned small towns reclaimed by nature. The day-night cycle transforms familiar locations into new challenges. A campsite that's safe during the day becomes a death trap at night when the freakers come out to feed.
Embrace freedom!
Skyrim. Even after all these years, Skyrim still holds up as one of the most beautiful open worlds ever made. The game drops you into the snowy northern province of Tamriel, where you discover your Dragonborn, destined to fight ancient dragons that are returning to the world. What makes Skyrim special isn't cutting-edge graphics, but how well everything fits together to create a place that feels real. The world has this amazing sense of history. You'll stumble across ancient ruins, climb the highest mountain in the land, the throat of the world, and wander through forests where light filters through the trees just right. The game changes with the weather too. Blizzards sweep across the plains, limiting your vision, while the northern lights dance across the night sky. Each of the game's 9 holds has its own look and feel, from the autumn colors of Riften to the snow-covered fields of Winterhold. The best part is how the game lets you approach it however you want. You can ignore the main quest about dragons and just become a hunter living in the woods, a thief in the cities, or even a vampire lord stalking the night. It's your story in a world that feels alive.
No one here knows.
Horizon Forbidden West. If you want a game that'll make your jaw drop every 5 minutes, Horizon Forbidden West delivers big time. Playing as Aloy, you explore the far future western United States, where nature has reclaimed the land and robotic dinosaurs roam wild. The game mixes post-apocalyptic ruins with tribal societies, creating a world unlike anything else. What's amazing is the variety. You'll go from snowy mountains to lush jungles to desert canyons, sometimes all within an hour of gameplay. The water effects deserve special mention. Swimming underwater reveals coral reefs, fish, and sunlight streaming through the depths in ways that look almost real. The robot dinosaurs, or machines as they're called, aren't just enemies. They're part of the ecosystem, with different species having their own territories and behaviors. The game's photo mode lets you capture all this beauty, with tons of options to get that perfect shot. The combat system is built around using different arrow types and traps to target weak points on the machines, making each fight feel like a strategic puzzle. Ghost of Tsushima might be the most straight-up gorgeous game I've ever played. Set during the Mongol invasion of Japan in 1274, you play as Jin Sakai defending your home island of Tsushima. What makes this game special is how it uses color and movement. Golden fields of grass sway in the wind, red maple leaves swirl around you in forests, and petals float through abandoned temples. The game actually uses the wind as a guide system instead of map markers. A gentle breeze shows you where to go next, which feels so much more natural than following an arrow. As you explore, you'll find hot springs to relax in, bamboo forests to slice through, and fox dens where little foxes will guide you to hidden shrines. The island changes as you play, with weather that shifts from clear sunny days to intense thunderstorms. Combat feels like you're in a samurai film, with tense standoffs against enemies and precise sword fighting that's easy to learn but takes time to master. The game doesn't have traditional waypoints. Instead, smoke, strange trees, or birds might catch your eye and lead you to something interesting. It's a world designed to make you curious, and wandering off the path always feels rewarding. Yeah, I know Cyberpunk had a rough launch, but after patches, this game offers one of the most detailed and visually striking cities ever created. Night City is a futuristic megalopolis where you play as V, a mercenary looking to make their mark. What sets this game apart is the sheer density of the world. Every street feels packed with detail, from flickering neon signs to crowds of people going about their lives. The game nails the cyberpunk aesthetic with its mix of high-tech and street-level grit. The lighting is the real star. The way neon reflects off wet streets during night rainstorms creates moments that look like they're straight out of Blade Runner. Each district has its own distinct feel, from the corporate cleanliness of City Center to the grimy markets of Watson. The game runs on a full day-night cycle that completely changes the vibe. Places that feel safe during the day become dangerous neon-lit playgrounds at night. Combat gives you tons of options, mixing gunplay, hacking, and melee with cybernetic abilities that let you slow time or bounce bullets off walls. What surprised me most was how the world feels truly vertical. You'll explore massive skyscrapers, mid-city walkways, and underground markets, making Night City feel like a real 3D space, not just a flat map.
Engine already, goddammit! That's an order! Confirmed hit!
Death Stranding is probably the weirdest game on this list, but man, is it beautiful. You play as Sam Porter Bridges, played by Norman Reedus, a delivery guy in a post-apocalyptic America where most people live in underground bunkers. The world has been devastated by the Death Stranding, which brought ghostly creatures called BTs and timefall rain that ages anything it touches. This game looks like nothing else out there. You'll cross vast, empty landscapes inspired by Iceland with rolling hills, rocky mountains, and rivers you need to carefully cross. What makes exploration unique is that the terrain actually matters. You need to watch your footing on steep slopes, balance your cargo, and find safe paths across rough ground. As you play, you build structures like bridges and roads that appear in other players' games too, creating this cool feeling of working together with people you never meet. The weather changes everything. Timefall rain forces you to seek shelter or risk damaging your deliveries. The game has this haunting atmosphere with low fog rolling across valleys and BTs, creating areas of darkness you need to sneak through. Despite being so empty, the world feels alive in a strange way. With bizarre wildlife and the constant threat of invisible creatures. It's a lonely game, but that's the point. Every human connection feels important. The Witcher 3 created a fantasy world that feels genuinely lived in and absolutely gorgeous. You play as Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter searching for his adopted daughter across war-torn kingdoms. What makes this world special is how natural everything feels. From small farming villages with people going about their daily work, to swamps where creatures lurk just beneath the murky water. The game has some of the best sunsets I've ever seen, with golden light filtering through forests and casting long shadows across fields. The world changes with time and weather. A peaceful field can become tense and eerie when fog rolls in or a storm hits. Each region has its own distinct look, from the war-ravaged swamps of Velen to the high mountains of Skellige and the colorful fields of Tucson. The cities feel like real places, with Novigrad standing out as one of gaming's most convincing medieval cities, full of narrow streets, markets, and distinct districts. Monster hunting is the heart of gameplay, where you research your target, prepare potions and oils specific to that creature, then track and fight them in their habitat. What elevates the game is how every side quest tells a meaningful story about the people and monsters in this harsh world, making even small tasks feel worthwhile.
Curses! What's casting curses?
Elden Ring takes the challenging combat from software is known for, and places it in a massive open world that's filled with jaw-dropping sights. You play as a Tarnished seeking to repair the Elden Ring and become the new Elden Lord. The game's world, the lands between, feels ancient and mysterious, with massive golden trees stretching into the sky and ruins scattered everywhere. What makes exploration so rewarding is that there's always something interesting just over the next hill. Maybe a tiny dungeon entrance, a wandering merchant, or a massive dragon sleeping in a field. The game has this amazing sense of scale. You'll spot a castle in the distance and realize you can actually go there. The world is divided into distinct regions, from the rotting red landscape of Caelid to the ethereal beauty of Liurnia's lakes. The lighting creates some truly magical moments, especially at night when the stars come out and certain areas glow with magical energy. The world feels dangerous but fair. You'll die a lot, but it's usually because you wandered somewhere you weren't ready for yet. Combat is challenging but satisfying, with tons of weapon options and magical abilities to discover. What I love most is how the game doesn't hold your hand. There's no quest markers or obvious paths, just a world full of secrets that rewards your curiosity. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just the most beautiful open-world game you can play right now. It might be the most detailed virtual world ever created. As outlaw Arthur Morgan, you experience the dying days of the Wild West in a story about loyalty, redemption, and change. What makes this world so special is the insane level of detail in everything. Mud builds up on your clothes and horse during rainstorms, snow deforms realistically as you walk through it, and animals behave like they would in the real world. The lighting is just unbelievable, creating perfect sunrise moments where mist hangs in valleys, or sunset scenes where the sky turns blood red over the plains. The map spans several ecosystems, from the snowy mountains of the Grizzlies to the swamps of Lemoyne and the open plains of New Hanover. The weather system completely transforms these places. A familiar trail becomes treacherous in a thunderstorm, while heavy fog can make forests feel genuinely creepy. What elevates the game beyond just pretty graphics is how alive everything feels. Towns have full day-night cycles with people going about their lives. Wildlife hunts and gets hunted in realistic food chains, and even your camp members have daily routines. The attention to detail extends to gameplay, too. Guns get dirty if not maintained, your hair and beard grow over time, and even the way Arthur moves changes based on whether he's well-fed or underweight. It's a world that makes you slow down and just exist in it. Watching a perfect sunset from a cliff or tracking a deer through a misty forest just because it feels good to be there. And there you have it. The top 10 most beautiful open-world games you can play right now. Let me know in the comments which beautiful open-world games you love, and if you think I missed any that should be on the list. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Game Ultra for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.